Hey, hi all, Randy Roth here from beautiful Panama. So today we're going to discuss the time frame that Revelation lays out for the different events. So often we're told that there's a 7-year tribulation, and we're told that this tribulation starts in Revelation 6 and then ends in Revelation 19 or so, or 17, depending on who you talk to. And they show this timeline that of the 7-year tribulation that all fits into this neat little package. Well, if you actually look at the events in Revelation, you'll see that different events show that they have different period of time. Like, for instance, the 12th, Revelation 12, it talks about a time, half a time. Well, a lot of people think that that's 3.5 years. Well, okay, so how does that fit with the rest of the things? Let's look at the time frames that are actually given in the events of Revelation and see how they add up. So we have the seals, the 7 seals, and then we have the trumpets, and then we have the bowls. And before the bowls, we have the first beast of Revelation 13 and the second beast of Revelation 13. And the second beast has the mark of the beast. And so these events take some time to occur. Like, for example, we have the 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 4 horsemen. Well, we have starvation on the 3rd horseman. We have a quarter of the population of the earth dying on the 4th horseman. And that has to take a period of time. And they don't give us a length of time. Revelation doesn't. But let's look at the passages that do give us a duration of time. So the first one that I've noticed is Revelation chapter 9, verse 5, where it talks about the 5th trumpet. Now, the 5th trumpet lasts 5 months. It's also called the first woe of Revelation. And then we have a declaration that that's over in verse 12. And so we can't have an overlap between 5 months and then into the next event because it's declared past. So then the second woe has come, and it too has a time frame. It includes the 6th seal, 6th trumpet of Revelation. It includes the 7 thunders of Revelation. We don't know anything about that because the 7 thunders are sealed up. So we don't know how long they take. We don't know what they are, but then it includes the Gentiles treading down the great city, which is Jerusalem. We pretty much understand. And that lasts for 42 months, which is 3.5 years. And then it says that the 2 witnesses, they come and they give their witness for 1,260 days. So we have some time frames given here. And then the 2 witnesses, they die. They're in the street for 3.5 days. And then they rise from the dead. And then people see this period of, and there's a period of time in which we're not given, of how long the people see them and are freaked out because they rose from the dead. And so it could be 40 days, like the example that Jesus did and gave witness, but we don't know. But we do know that it lasts more than 3.5 years because we need time for that to happen. We need time for the 7 thunders. We need time for the 6th trumpet to occur along with the 2 witnesses. So even if we said that, the 42 months that the Gentiles trod down Jerusalem overlaps with the 7, with the 3.5 years of the 2 witnesses. Mia, loud dog. So we have, we say, hey, look, there's a complete overlap. There's a complete overlap of the 6 trumpet, there's a complete overlap of the seven um, thunders, and we still have a little more than 3.5 years to go along with the first woe, which is 5 months long. So then the second woe is declared over. And a lot of people show that there's a sequence of events, and that the next sequence of event that we see is in chapter 12 that gives us a time frame, and that shows a times time and half time. We don't know exactly what, but let's look at the next one, which tells us the time frame, and that is the next chapter, in chapter 13, where it discusses the first beast of Revelation 13, and it tells us that this lasts 3.5 years. And then the second beast has the mark of the beast, and it doesn't give us a time frame. So now we have 3.5 years for the first beast, we have 3.5 years for the two witnesses, and we have 5 months for the, the fifth seal, the fifth trumpet of Revelation. So we have 7.5 years, and we still have loads more events that haven't been accounted for, like the 7 seals, the first 4 trumpets, the 7th trumpet, the second beast of Revelation 13, and all of the bowl judgments. And yet we are told that this period in Revelation between the 6th chapter and the 19th chapter is the Great Tribulation that lasts 7.5 years. So anybody who tells you that with the information that you now know, you know that they are directly lying. You're welcome to study that out. The fact of the matter is that you need to present time for the other events. And if we have a 0 time, they can't occur in 1 second. You can't have starvation in 1 second. No, starvation takes a period of time, and that's like the black horse of Revelation 6. You have a bunch of people dying, a quarter of the earth's population dying in Revelation 6, in the 4th horseman. You have another third of the world's population dying in, or I'll say the men dying, because it doesn't say that the women are dying, in the 6th trumpet or the 6th bowl. How long does that take? Sure, if it's a nuclear war, they can be bombed in a short order, 1 hour of time. Okay. Still, where do we have the time? Where does it come up? So let's look at the idea of a 7-year tribulation and where that comes from. The idea of a 7-year tribulation comes from Daniel's 70th week. Daniel's 70th, this idea came from John Nelson Darby. Oh, don't listen to that if you can't stand the guy's name. It's like, oh, no, it came long before that. Well, okay, if you want to believe that. The fact of the matter is the book of Daniel was sealed up until the time of the end, when men would run to and fro and knowledge would increase. When Daniel sealed up the book, the fastest mode of transportation was horseback. And when Darby came up with this interpretation, the fastest mode of transportation was horseback. It was before the time of the Pony Express. And so the book of Revelation is not unsealed, yet we are told for some reason that, there is a 7-year tribulation period of time. Let's look at Daniel's 70th week for just a quick little rundown. I know I've did this multiple times in my previous videos. So for those who have heard it over and over again, there's an opportunity to fast forward. Daniel's 70th week is a period of time which lasts for 7 years. It's found in Daniel 9, 26 and 27. It occurs after Messiah is cut off, but not for himself, when Jesus went to the cross. Today, many people, many Jews are coming to Christ with the understanding that, hey, look, the temple had to be destroyed after Jesus came. And they know that the temple was destroyed in 70 AD. And so we look at the passage there and we find that the temple, the sacrifices and offerings end in the middle of a 7-year period. And we have a 7-year war in which the 70th week occurred. It's called the Roman Jewish War or Jewish Uprising. It occurred in 66 AD and ended with the fall of Masada in 73 AD. So in the middle of that 7-year period of time, in the middle of that week, the sacrifices and offerings ended with the destruction of the Second Temple. Okay, this is a no-brainer. And yet we're told by the interpretation of Darby that this 70th week is futuristic in time, so therefore a third temple has to be built. No scripture ever says a third temple is built. Revelation 11 says that the temple that's measured is in heaven for the events that occur on earth. John is in heaven, where he is called up there, and he's measuring the temple that's in heaven. Never does it say that there's a third temple ever built on earth. And in fact, Isaiah 66 verse 1, God asks at the end of the age, where is the temple you are going to build me? Sure, they have it ready all in storage bins that the Hamas are burning down one by one. I mean, one of the last ones that they burnt down was the one that had all the musical instruments in. And the fact of the matter is that idea is a distraction. The third temple is never offered. The place of God